anybody in college basketball. Also, they come away with more steals than anybody in college basketball. That leads to 22 points per game. And that's something Shaka Smart needs to be aware of tonight. His team not leading the West Virginia runouts.
Yeah, this West Virginia team, they get after you on the defensive end. They're better known as Press Virginia, obviously. They got their guy Jonathan Holton back last game against TCU, and they were able to force 26 turnovers in that basketball game, leading to the blowout victory this past weekend.
The number 20 for Texas hosting number 10 West Virginia. We're underway in Austin, Texas. Longhorns have lost their last two coming in here.
And if you notice right now for West Virginia, one guy noticeably absent from the starting lineup, Daxter Miles Jr. He's out with a hamstring injury, did not make the road trip here to Austin.
How does that affect him in this game?
Well, there's such a deep team. Obviously, they're starting Tavon Myers, a guy who has had limited production this year. You lose a guy that can put the ball on the floor and is a key part of the press. You see Javon Felix making the little pull-up jumper to start it off, and now Texas applies the pressure.
So trying to give West Virginia a little taste of their own medicine here as Felix knocks the ball away, and a steal for the Longhorns. Isaiah Taylor, the pull-up. The offensive rebound, Kendall Yancey to Felix. And the rebound controlled by the Mountaineers.
And I like Shaka Smart kind of going back to his havoc days at VCU with the score, and then the press kept the Mountaineers off balance there on the first possession. I'm West Virginia. I want to get Devin Williams involved early in this basketball game.
There he is with a touch in the high post. Shot clock at 10. Javon Carter. Here is Williams on the block, and he traveled. Second turnover by West Virginia.
Prince Ebay has been such a force since Cameron Ridley has gone out with the foot injury in late December. Ebay, not only on the defensive end, where he's known for his prowess of rebounding and blocking shots, but on the offensive end, he is much improved over the last 3 or 4 weeks. They got to bring another guy back to help.
Here is Felix. Ball knocked away by Devin Williams. And West Virginia comes away, forcing their first turnover of the night.
They got a mismatch inside. They were able to switch back.
And coming over is Prince Ebay with the block, and then a technical has been called. A technical for taunting on Prince Ebay after he swatted the shot from Tariq Phillip.
Well, Ebay with a heck of a block right there. You'd love to see him keep it in bounds, and he's getting it for walking over the top of Tariq Phillip. Can't tell from that angle if any words were exchanged. But that can be a big moment because Prince Ebay is a guy that has had foul trouble as of late, fouled out against Iowa State. And they need his presence on the inside with the plethora of bodies that West Virginia can throw at you in the post area.
Javon Carter missed the first, 73% foul shooter, 1 out of 2.
But let me tell you this, Shaka Smart, I don't even think he's mad at Ebay because he tries to get his team excited and pumped up to play and practice every day and compete at a high level. He likes the energy that Ebay brings.
And they were really spirited today, Miles, their shoot around here, and they had that energy cranked way up. Nathan Adrian hits the long two.
Nathan Adrian is playing maybe the best basketball since his freshman year in Morgantown. 9 of 12 from behind the arc in his last 6 games. And there you get him with the mid-range jump shot.
He's been in double figures in just 3 games this year, all coming in the last 6 games. Isaiah Taylor over to Kendall Yancey. And the long rebound run down. Here comes Javon Carter for West Virginia.
West Virginia, I try to go right back to Devin Williams, try to get that second foul on Ebay.
The spin, the ball stripped from Issa Ahmad, picked up inside. Here comes Texas. Kendall Yancey attacks. And a reach-in foul on Tariq Phillip of West Virginia, his first. Bob Huggins. 20 wins again, 27 time in 34 years that Bob Huggins has won 20 or more games.
What a tremendous job he's done this year. You lose guys like Jawan Staten, who's a first-team all-conference guy, Gary Brown. Those guys were the heartbeat of this team last year. There was a little bit of
Isaiah Taylor
not knowing what to expect for this Mountaineers team because you're integrating a young backcourt with Dexter Miles and Javon Carter, two sophomores starting. Carter had never played point guard in his life, but man, they have been phenomenal all season long.
Not much was expected from West Virginia this year. And they come into tonight at 20-5, number 10 in the country. Double clutch move, and it rolls in for Tariq Phillip.
Coach Huggins was so complimentary of Phillip at shoot-around today. He says the guy is not getting enough press, enough recognition for the numbers that he's putting up. He's taking care of the ball much better. And now a 5-second count on that press. Isaiah Taylor has to do a better job of running the baseline, and Felix and Yancey have to be able to get open.
Third turnover by Texas here in just over 3 minutes. Devin Williams will get a breather here for Bob Huggins.
And that's a change already in the game in Morgantown. They only had 8 turnovers total, only 1 by the starters. And that's why they were able to pull off that upset.
56-49, Texas won in Morgantown. That game back on January 20th. West Virginia going into that game was 8-0 at home and winning by an average of 33.5 points. Tariq Phillip makes it 7-4 Mountaineers.
Tariq Phillip, such a tough guard, young man from Brooklyn, New York, the junior, Independence Community College.
And a turnover off the inbound. Phillip again for West Virginia. And this press causing problems for the Longhorns. Six straight, all scored by Phillip.
Well, the press just makes you so uncomfortable because it's constant, it's never ending, and it just comes in waves.
On the baseline, Eric Davis Jr. And the rebound, Nathan Adrian for the Mountaineers. Here's Javon Carter. Shot clock approaching 10. Open is Nathan Adrian. And he buries a three. And Shaka Smart takes a timeout, and a good start on the road for West Virginia, up 12-4 in Austin.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Hotels.com.
And 7 points off those 3 turnovers. And here it is, the press from the Mountaineers off the inbound and forcing Shaka Smart to burn a timeout already.
And this is actually their better pressing group because now they have Jonathan Holton, who's back from a 4-game suspension, back at the head of that press. He's the most active guy, gets the most deflections for this Mountaineer team.
He returned in their win against TCU on Saturday after missing the previous 4 games. Here's Felix in the key. And the rebound, Connor Lambert for the Longhorns. Von Felix from the corner. And a 3 that Texas desperately needed.
Felix is having such a good senior season. Shooting 44% from the field, nearly 40% from behind the arc. Playing with a ton of confidence.
There's a foul called against the Longhorns on Eric Davis Jr. off the ball. Actually, they called it on Isaiah Taylor and not Davis. First on Taylor. And the Mountaineers tonight without Dexter Miles Jr. did not make the trip. Miles told you already. Hamstring injury, which he aggravated against TCU on Saturday. Devin Williams from the outside. And he hits it as Shaquille Clare backed off, and he let him shoot it.
And for Clare, you have to know that's the most improved part of Devin Williams' game this year. He's mostly been around a back-to-the-basket guy his first 2 years, but that 15 to 17-footer, he's shooting that at a high percentage this season.
West Virginia's made their last 5 shots. They break the press this time and pull it back out to set it up in the half court. With this press, Miles, West Virginia, they make you uncomfortable. They speed you up, get you out of your tempo. What can Texas do to try to get back to what they like to do?
Well, the thing, once they break the press, keep attacking. They've done it on quite a few possessions tonight. This time they slowed it down because West Virginia was able to get back in the transition opportunity. But keep the ball in the hands of Taylor and Felix for the most part. Let them run the offense and let those two guys get others involved.
Foul on Jonathan Holton is Isaiah Taylor to the line. Or rather, it's Eric Davis Jr. to the line for Texas.
Eric Davis Jr. is such a great story. Highly rated recruit. He had signed with the previous staff and Rick Barnes, young man from Saginaw, Michigan, Arthur Hill High School. Coach Smart went up to see him almost immediately after getting the job to try to retain Eric Davis Jr. and keep him to coming to Austin. But Smart, what he did when he went up there, he told him to open up his recruitment, to look at other schools. He spent a couple days up there with the family. And he said, I want to build a relationship with you first, Eric, before you commit to me. And on the way to the airport after the second night, Eric Davis Jr. called and said, Coach, I'll be in Austin in June. You don't have to worry about it. And he said, are you sure? He said, I want you to look at the other schools. He goes, no, these 2 days were enough for me. And that got it done, and they have a really close bond.
Nice pass to Jonathan Holton as Tariq Phillip finds the big man underneath. Roach gets it across. Ball knocked free, out of bounds. It stays with Texas.
And you see how they were kind of discombobulated on that possession. Kerwin Roach is a young man that's still learning to play the point guard position. And I know he's paired in the backcourt right there with Isaiah Taylor. But you have Roach and Lambert as the main ball handlers on that possession. And they're lucky that it got deflected out of bounds.
Here's Taylor. Kerwin Roach Jr. off on the three, and the rebound, Devin Williams in West Virginia. Mountaineers have made their last 6 field goals.
Right now, if I'm West Virginia, I might go to Jayshawn Page, one of the best scorers in instant offense guy, against the freshman Kerwin Roach.
Here is Page, knocked away by Roach. Loose ball, tie up at midcourt. It's a West Virginia basketball with 6 on the shot clock.
Great job by Kerwin Roach, knowing the scouting report that he was about to get down screened, and he fought through the pick, got his hand on that basketball, then dove on the floor.
So 6 in the timer for the Mountaineers. They have the ball near midcourt. There's Prince eBay back in the game for Shaka Smart.
Watch for Tariq Phillip to get a high ball screen here. Best penetrator on the floor for the Mountaineers.
Javon Felix comes back for Texas. Tariq Phillip moving in. Ball knocked free. Here comes Texas. To the basket, the flip, up and in from Kerwin Roach.
That was a heck of a play from Kerwin Roach to hang in the air right there. He thought about passing that basketball and then to lay it up softly off the glass.
There's Texas forcing a turnover, leading to a run out.
Good stuff.
Good defense by Prince eBay. And a 3-second call and a turnover by West Virginia.
Kerwin Roach is one of the best athletes on the floor. Look at the anticipation, the quick step to pick that basketball up. Then he wanted to make the pass, and then he hangs up in the air. This man is an elite triple jumper, and you can see some of that athleticism right there as he takes off on the left foot, floats in the air, and then lays it up. He has actually went over 50 feet, and he was back-to-back state titles here in the state of Texas at North Shore High School.
There was talk of him competing on the track and field team here at Texas.
I think they got to run that one by Shaka first. I know the Texas, he could probably win you a couple events. Get you some points.
Javon Felix spinning. Has it stripped, and a foul on Javon Carter of West Virginia. First on Carter. And Felix will go to the line, the senior from New Orleans. 83% foul shooter on the season. And starter her first 2 years, off the bench last year, back to the starting lineup this year for Felix.
Young man played at St. Augustine's, a powerhouse high school. Home of my former teammate, Eugene Edgerson. We won a national title together. Stan Verrett, also our ESPN anchor from St. Augs.
Felix gets both. He has 7 to lead Texas. Tariq Phillip with 6 to lead West Virginia, and the Longhorns have climbed back within 4. Good low post position for Jonathan Holton.
Well, Tevin Mack just kind of surrendered down low there.
Isaiah Taylor to the basket.
And that's what you want to do against this West Virginia pressure. This Texas team more than capable with the ball handlers they have out there on the floor. They break the press, they attack right away, and don't allow West Virginia to get set up in the half court.
There's a foul in the post on Tevin Mack of Texas, his first.
Javon Felix has the record in that drill. You saw my number as 81. Javon Felix got 132, I believe, is the record up there. Troy Daniels is the all-time leader, but going back to his VCU days with 152 points.
Our thanks to RJ, Simon, Jeremy, and Alex for helping you, Texas managers.
Great passers and rebounders, got to have those.
And Shaka was impressed that you got 81, your first try at that drill.
And I was unimpressed that I got 81. I wanted to get more. He said 100 was a good number, and I was disappointed. I said, I'm coming back next year when I get to Austin, and I'll guarantee 110.
Well, you threw a challenge back at Texas.
Yeah, him and Jay Lucas. Yeah, we're going to have a little battle next season.
Fallon Kerwin Roach in Texas is first. West Virginia 8 of 10 from the floor. They've made their last 7 shots.
Not the best offensive group in there for West Virginia right now.
Way off is Elijah Macon. Out of bounds. It is a Texas ball. Last touch by Jonathan Holton.
And with this group that's on the floor, with no Page, no Williams, no Tariq Phillip, this is where they're going to need to get their points off of offensive rebounds and off this full court pressure.
And again, Daxter Miles Jr. not here. Tevin Mack from the corner. And on the weak side, the rebound. Last touch by Javon Carter. It's a Texas basketball.
One thing I do like, I like Javon Carter digging back. I know he didn't come up with the rebound right there, but you love to see guards going in, battling the bigs, and that's a great way to start your transition opportunities if your guards can rebound.
Isaiah Taylor, the kick to Tevin Mack. And Mack coming off a terrific game and a loss at Iowa State on Saturday.
Yeah, and what a quick first step by Isaiah Taylor. Rejects the screen and then the hard drive and the beautiful pass.
Mack had 18 in Ames. And a tight loss to the Cyclones on Saturday. And a tough finish from Tavon Myers.
Myers was a big-time scorer at Williston State Junior College, averaged 25 points per game. Actually scored 55 in one of his games last season.
First points for Tavon Myers.
I would go right back to Taylor against Adrian. Maybe flatten it out. Adrian shouldn't be able to stay in front of Taylor.
Here is Taylor. The kick to Felix. And the rebound and a foul. That's the second on Prince Ebay. Tough call against the Texas big man.
Yeah, I didn't see much there. I know the ball came off kind of hard. And they called Prince Ebay with the hands in the back. There you see Macon with the block out. Maybe a little bit, but not much. I'd probably say that's a play on. Give the ball to West Virginia. Now Ebay probably sits for the rest of the half with the 2 fouls.
And Texas shorthanded, still without Cameron Ridley.
But let's go back to the technical. Technical counts as the personal foul. Now instead of the push in the back being his first, that's his second. Now he really puts his team in a bad position on something that he probably didn't need to do, and I know emotion was playing a big part of that. But Ebay has to be a little bit smarter.
Well defended by Shaquille Clare, and a turnover by West Virginia. That's 5 by the Mountaineers. As you look at Ridley on the bench, who hurt his foot in practice, had surgery December 29th. He's getting closer toward coming back, but still, it's not imminent.
Yeah, and you have to be careful with a big man and broken feet because of the weight, and you have to look forward to this man's future. He's going to have a future playing professional basketball at some level and somewhere across this world, so they have to take their time with Ridley, and a hold right there on Phillip.
This is second on Tariq Phillip. Fourth on West Virginia. Tariq Phillip, who got off to the hot start, he now has 2 fouls as Tavon Myers comes in for him. Seems to be some confusion at the scorers table here. 9:47 to go first half. A win by West Virginia here tonight. They move into a tie with Kansas atop the Big 12. For Texas, they're trying to snap a 2-game slide after tough losses Saturday at Iowa State and that loss in the final second against Oklahoma.
Well, this Texas team, I think they're really surprising people in how they're playing, especially once Ridley went down. Now, they do have some of the best wins in the conference. They beat North Carolina when they were #1 in the country.
So the confusion was that West Virginia not allowed to sub there because no time had gone off the clock.
Good step through by Taylor.
And Tavon Myers was already in the game, therefore no time went off the clock when he tried to sub back in with the foul called against Phillip. Texas just 1 of 6 from 3. Shaquille Clare, and he's called for a travel before the contact with Elijah Macon, and a Texas turnover. That's their 4th. Those are the turnovers that Shaka Smart can live with because it doesn't allow a run out. Doesn't allow West Virginia to get out and race to the other end.
Yeah, no live ball turnover on that one right there, with Clare just shuffling his feet before he went to his post move. This is the guy that needs to get going right here. Jayshawn Page, a big-time scorer, 17 points per game in conference play. He's almost like Vinny Microwave Johnson of the Detroit Pistons with the way that he can heat up very quickly.
There is a foul on the drive as Javon Carter was attacking. And it's the second on Isaiah Taylor. Rather, first on Taylor. And slow to get up and clutching the right ankle there is Jayshawn Page of West Virginia.
And for Jayshawn Page to be on the ground this long, he's one of the toughest young men in this conference. Not a great sign for the Mountaineers.
Now up on his feet, trying to walk it off.
You see him on the right side of the screen, and it's almost just a freak thing. It's after the play. Not even anything that happened in live ball action.
He's trying to slow down and brace himself. And there is Page heading to the bench, and he's putting some weight on it. But gingerly going to the West Virginia bench.
Oh, and he just steps on Elijah Macon's foot right there and rolls his ankle.
4-point lead for the Mountaineers. Devin Williams from the baseline. And Devin Williams with his second bucket.
I really like Devin Williams. 11 double-doubles on the season. Look at the patience in the post right there. Waited to see if the double team was going to come. Went away from it, and a beautiful jump hook.
Junior making his 91st career start here tonight. Isaiah Taylor runs the floor and flips it up and in.
Taylor might be the fastest guard in the country end-to-end with the ball in his hands. Super speed and getting great body control right there to not charge and then lay it in.
Williams the long 2. And Devin Williams hits from the corner.
He went through a stretch where he wasn't really scoring the ball, wasn't rebounding, was having tough time finishing around the rim. Then he had a breakout game against Iowa State, 17 points, 18 rebounds at Hilton Coliseum when they pulled off the win there. He's been playing excellent ever since.
Went over 1,000 career points in the win against TCU on Saturday as DeMarcus Holland hits a three.
You could see with this Texas team against that press, there's no hesitation. They don't want to get into the half-court game. They want to play it fast.
Just the 7th three-pointer of the season for Holland. Long two. Way off for Myers. Here comes Texas. Off balance, and Taylor left it short, cleared by Devin Williams and the Mountaineers. Before the shot, offensive foul, West Virginia. And an illegal screen on Devin Williams, his first foul. West Virginia by 3 on the road in Austin. Matchup of 2 top 25. Jaysean Page, who rolled his ankle and putting ice on it, Miles. That's not a good sign.
No, I don't think that's a good sign at all. In my experience with injuries like that, rolling your ankle or a back injury or a hamstring or something like that, during a game, you want to keep it warm and heated up. You don't want to get cold. I understand the ice part of it because they want to get the swelling out of it. But with him sitting over there with an ice pack, that's not a great sign of him coming back into this basketball game. Unless at the halftime locker room, they're going to get it warmed up and try to get that swelling out.
The floater no good from Isaiah Taylor. And West Virginia already without Daxter Miles Jr., so 2 of their top backcourt scorers right now unavailable for Bob Huggins, and Miles is not even on the trip. Ball knocked away and stolen. Eric Davis Jr. forcing a turnover. Here he is from 3, and Davis knocks it in.
And what a great sign for Eric Davis to knock down that shot. He had been struggling with his three-point shooting as of late, 0 for 4 from behind the arc, but he runs to the line, and Taylor delivers the pass.
Tie game inside 6.5 minutes to go, first half in Austin.
And really an awkward lineup right now in for West Virginia because of Page being out, Miles not being here. Only one true guard in the game.
A foul inside with a shot clock at 3. No, it's a 3-second call and a turnover on West Virginia. Second time they've been called for 3 seconds.
Well, the Texas defense got active, the denial, then the steal, and that leads to the transition opportunity. And with the awkward lineup in for the Mountaineers, 3 forwards, only 1 guard. They didn't know who they were matched up with, and that left Davis open for the 3-point shot.
And the Mountaineers with more turnovers than missed shots. That's 8 turnovers now for West Virginia. They've only missed 5 shots from the floor.
The turnovers are something that has plagued them in the last couple weeks, something that Bob Huggins is not happy about with his team.
Eric Davis a 3. Second 3 for Davis, the freshman, puts Texas in front.
Roxy, he is going to be a star in this league. A great feel for the game. Plays with a lot of confidence. Good defender.
Nathan Adrian quiets the crowd and ends a 9-0 Texas run. Second 3 for Adrian, the junior from Morgantown.
Well, Adrian really picked up the slack when Jonathan Holton got suspended and was out for 4 games, and it's really been a confidence booster. Adrian is spending more time in the gym working on his shot. And like anything in life, if you work hard, good things are going to happen, and they are for Adrian.
Shot clock at 10. Connor Lammert from deep. And Texas seesaws back in front. First points for Lammert. Longhorns 5 of 10 from 3 against a team that only allows 30% outside the arc. Javon Carter from the top and answers with his own 3-pointer.
Good ball movement, excellent player movement as they go to the little spread game offense, and Carter knocks it down at the top. Now 1-3-1 zone by the Mountaineers, switching back into the man.
With Page out and Miles not here, does that put more onus on Javon Carter?
Yeah, he's going to have to handle the ball and then even score for this team.
Davis, another 3 for Eric Davis. 3 of 3 from downtown.
Well, Davis has played his best games against top 25 teams, averaging 9 points per game in those matchups.
Issa Ahmad tries the three. Nathan Adrian on the offensive glass. And Ahmad to the basket and the slam from Issa Ahmad, his first points.
Well, West Virginia makes you pay with the offensive rebounds. 16 of them per game, second in the nation. Shaka Smart calling out the signals from the sideline.
And a foul on the drive is DeMarcus Holland moving in. Texas starting to heat up from the outside.
Well, the freshman from Saginaw, Michigan, Arthur Hill High School, didn't have to be convinced to come back to play for Shaka Smart because he knew he was going to let him do things like that. Knocks down his third three-pointer of the half.
Presented by Wendy's, also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. And Duke's won the last three.
Yeah, always a great matchup between those two powerhouses. Grayson Allen with a tremendous shot, yet controversial.
Did he travel?
I'm going to say yes, that he did. Grayson Allen said, well, there was a couple fouls on the play also. I like Tony Bennett, a little bit of tongue-in-cheek with Coach K after the game there.
You're going to have a pretty good rivalry game yourself tomorrow night. And a rivalry you know a lot about, Arizona State. Eric Davis to the basket. And Davis with 12 to lead Texas.
Coach Smart told me at shoot-around today that Davis was maybe struggling with a little bit of confidence as of late, but one thing that Coach Smart emphasizes with his guys is more positivity and telling guys what they're doing well, and that makes them feel better about themselves, and you can tell Davis is feeling it tonight.
Pass broken up by Connor Lambert. Stays with the Mountaineers. 9 to shoot for West Virginia with this big lineup out of necessity.
And with this lineup, then they kind of just go to their motion offense. It's really a 5-out offense, a lot of cutting, a lot of passing, a lot of movement by the guys. You don't want to necessarily run your sets because guys are not in the position that they normally are to run their half-court offense.
Nathan Adrian missing a three off the inbound and a foul going for the rebound. And it's on Issa Ahmad of West Virginia, his first, and Isaiah Taylor to the other end to the free throw line. First on Issa Ahmad. You saw the Jay-Sean Page there at the end of the bench with ice on his right ankle. Daxter Miles Jr. not here, so two of Bob Huggins' perimeter players that he really relies on trying to go forward with this big lineup. One more for Taylor. Largest lead for Texas.
Taylor actually thought about turning pro after last season, especially with the turnover and Rick Barnes leaving and Shaka Smart coming. And Taylor had a solid season, but I think it was for the better that he came back. He's had an excellent senior season, and he's been able to show that he can run pick and roll. I think he's become a better defender. He's gotten a little bit stronger.
Largest lead for Texas.
Good D by Taylor and Roach.
Devin Williams. And another West Virginia turnover. That's 9.
Smart by Shaka Smart to go to the press right there with only one true ball handler in the game. They force the ball out of Javon Carter's hands. Devin Williams can't handle against the pressure. He's a guy that actually leads the team in turnovers. That's his 4th on the night. Excellent coaching move by Shaka Smart.
Bob Huggins brings Tariq Phillip back with the 2 fouls as he needs another ball handler out there. Strong finish by Kerwin Roach, went right at Devin Williams. Underneath Nathan Adrian. He misses a putback. Out of bounds. And it's the West Virginia ball.
Nathan Adrian can't believe that he didn't get fouled. He's holding his mouth that he got hit.
Rather a Texas ball off of the Mountaineers. Texas by 7. Longhorns have made their last 5 shots. A 9-2 run as well for Texas. Looking for their 3rd win over a top 10 team this year. Broken up by Devin Williams reading the alley-oop.
See if they can get a post touch for Devin Williams against Connor Lambert.
Tariq Phillip, he's fouled out top by Kerwin Roach, his second. Coming up, the Land Rover halftime report. A minute 20 from now, preview of #1 Villanova and Temple. Philly matchup tomorrow, of course, Duke and Carolina, and the full Simon Showcase. If you want to,
you can show the true fatigue that I went through.
If you want to see Miles labor through, the extended version. Tariq Phillip, a 70% foul shooter, the junior from Brooklyn, New York. And a 1-and-1. They'll get the bonus.
Phillip has done such an excellent job this year coming off the bench. He actually won one of the most critical games of the year at Texas Tech. He scores 8 points in the final 58 seconds. But he's taking care of the ball much better than last year, where he had a negative assist to turnover ratio. He's finishing better around the rim. And him and Jayshawn Page have just terrorized teams in the Big 12 coming off the bench. A deadly combination in the backcourt.
5-point game after Phillip hits both. He has 8 along with Nathan Adrian to lead West Virginia. Eric Davis Jr. off the Texas bench with 12 to lead all scorers. Step back from Isaiah Taylor.
I like the control right there. Just a quick rip through to the baseline. He gets cut off. Gets a little bit of separation on the step back.
Equals their largest lead. Nice drop off. Phillip to Devin Williams.
Bob Huggins trusting Phillip in the game with the 2 fouls to come in and make the play. Beautiful drop off to Devin Williams.
Shot clock at 10 for Felix. Good ball movement. Eric Davis from deep, and another 3 for Davis. 4 of 4. Tariq Phillip bumped by Taylor. Wave off the shot. Foul the floor. It's the second on Taylor. And Eric Davis Jr., 4 of 4 from outside the arc.
Well, Texas is trying to exploit mismatches, and it all started with Javon Felix with the penetration. Adrian has trouble staying in front. That draws the defenders. Then the extra pass, freshman to freshman Tevin Mack to the red-hot Eric Davis.
5 of 6 overall from the floor, and Davis, whose career high is 19. Earlier this year against Texas A&M, as Phillip misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and a foul going for the rebound. It's on Brandon Watkins of West Virginia. 1-and-1 for the Longhorns with 7.4 left in the half. Largest lead for Texas. And Taylor will leave with the 2 fouls, and Smart sub by Shaka Smart, so he doesn't pick up his third before halftime. Tevin Mack, 64% foul shooter, the freshman from Columbia, South Carolina.
Tevin Mack.
NBA Friday presented by State Farm on ESPN. And this week we've got Paul George and the Pacers squaring off with KD. Russell Westbrook and OKC at 8 Eastern. Then at 10:30, Isaiah Thomas and the Celtics take on Gordon Hayward. The Jazz coverage begins NBA Countdown. Charged by Dew. At 7, both games also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Tariq Phillip at the buzzer. That's no good, and it's a 9-point lead for Texas. The Longhorns, since 8:12 left in the half, outscored West Virginia 37-12. After the break, Land Rover halftime.
To attack the press to score, and then they want to expose mismatches, especially if West Virginia goes to their bigger lineup. And then on the defensive team, try to continue to be the more physical and tougher team on that end of the floor, and that will decide the basketball game.
So Texas shot 62% in the first half, 7 of 12 from 3. While West Virginia shot 63%, but they're down 9 as we start the second half. And an update from West Virginia on Jayshawn Page. They said it's a sprained right ankle and his return is questionable. He tried to warm up with his team here before the second half. Shot clock inside 10. Connor Lammert. He'll launch a three. And the rebound cleared by Tariq Phillip for West Virginia.
And I like that Phillip gets the start in the second half for Tavon Myers. Phillip is a guy that can score, excellent defender, and a good passer. And
he's having a strong game.
Try to get Devin Williams involved. See if you can get a third on Prince eBay.
Here is Devin Williams working on eBay. And there's the foul. They went right at him. Connor Lambert's trying to say it's him. But it's on Prince eBay. That's number 3.
Well, that's smart. That's great recognition by the staff and by Devin Williams. You know that eBay's been on the bench for the last 10 minutes of the first half, and Devin Williams didn't settle for the jumper and goes shoulder right into the chest of eBay and draws the foul.
Shaka Smart going to stay with eBay with the 3 fouls as Williams goes right at him. And the rebound cleared by Isaiah Taylor. Here comes Texas. Javon Felix the pull-up. And Texas leads by double digits for the first time tonight. 9-4 Felix. Eric Davis Jr. leading all scorers for Texas with 15. A foul on Felix, his first. On the drive by Tariq Phillip.
Phillip does such a great job of drawing fouls. He puts so much pressure on the defense. Felix gets his right hand caught in there before he can lift and show both hands. Good call by the official.
Win for West Virginia tonight. They move into a tie atop the Big 12 with Kansas. While Texas trying to snap a brief 2-game slide, they're in a 3-way tie for 4th place. Issa Ahmad left it short. Connor Lambert clears for the Longhorns.
I think eBay got a piece of that shot.
Kendall Yancey. And he's fouled inside. He'll shoot 2. Foul on Issa Ahmad of West Virginia, his second. Kendall Yancey will shoot 2. He's just 8 of 19 from the line this season. Junior from Richardson, Texas. Double figures in each of the last 2 games. His only double-figure games this season. Tomorrow at 9 Eastern, it's college basketball's greatest rivalry. Number 20 Duke against number 5 North Carolina at the Dean Dome. Wednesday Night Hoops is part of Rivalry Week. Presented by Wendy's, also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app.
A couple guys that are vying for ACC Player of the Year in that game. Bryce Johnson, who's had a tremendous season. Grayson Allen. And I think you got to even maybe throw Brandon Ingram in the mix there. He has been tremendous as a freshman, playing a little bit of the point forward spot for the Blue Devils.
Texas by 13. Here's Tariq Phillip. And the rebound, Devin Williams on the offensive glass and the putback underneath. 10 for Williams to lead the Mountaineers.
They just continue to pursue, get on that offensive glass, be a physical team. Devin Williams able to clean up the miss.
There's a foul. And it's on Javon Carter, his second.
I love that Devin Williams. Look, he blocks out Javon Felix right there. He almost took the role of a defender, got his body in front of Felix, able to get the offensive rebound and put back. About 3 offensive rebounds per game for Devin Williams.
Felix way out near midcourt. Isaiah Taylor drives the baseline. Shot blocked, cleared by Devin Williams, and West Virginia looks to run. Pull up 3. Way off in transition by Javon Carter, and a foul though going for the rebound. It's on Texas, and it's on Connor Lambert, his first.
And you see even in transition, 3 guys around the rim right there for West Virginia. They anticipated the shot going up by Carter. Adrian, Ahmad, and Williams put the pressure on Connor Lambert to have to block out.
And again, they average nearly 18 offensive rebounds per game. And Ahmad has his shot blocked off the inbound by Connor Lambert. But then Lambert fouls Ahmad, who stayed right with it. Will go to the line for West Virginia. 14 foul on Texas in the second half. Issa Ahmad to the line, 57% on the year.
Ahmad, a young man from Cleveland, Ohio, Shaker Heights High School. Coach Huggins really high on him. He started almost every game this year. Missed one game with an injury. But he was two-time Ohio Player of the Year. He's a big body. Needs to work on his perimeter shooting a little bit, but goes to the glass. Excellent size. Good skill for a freshman.
Probably his best game he's coming off of in that win against TCU. They blew out the Horned Frogs by 31 in Morgantown on Saturday.
Yeah, I got to actually coach against Issa Ahmad in the Nike EYBL. He played for the All-Ohio Red team. Gave my team fits with the things that he could do out there on the floor.
They break the press. Connor Lambert open and hits a three. The attack off the press, and Texas buries another three.
Exactly what Shaka Smart told him in the locker room. Once we break that first line of the press, we are going to attack and look to score and shoot quickly.
8 threes now for the Longhorns. And Tariq Phillip with a three.
Tough. Beautiful jab step, gets the hands down of the defender and knocks down the three-point shot.
11 for Phillip to lead West Virginia. They're back within single digits. Kendall Yancey, and the rebound, Devin Williams for the Mountaineers. Pass picked off by Javon Felix. And Isaiah Taylor controls. Good anticipation by Felix.
Yeah, Felix may be small, but he has some of the longest arms and longest wingspan on this team.
Shot clock inside 10. Jayshawn Page going to the scorer's table to check in. Connor Lambert from deep. And the rebound knocked free, picked up by Isaiah Taylor and one. Isaiah Taylor of the Texas Longhorns leading West Virginia 54-43. 15:53 remaining. Taylor going to the line for an and one free throw here. As Texas is led by as many as 13 here tonight. And Jayshawn Page is back in the game for West Virginia.
Yeah, and what a great sign for this Mountaineer team. Now let's see how mobile he is here when he gets out here on the floor. He had been stretching and trying to keep it loose on the sideline for these first 4 minutes. But again, he's the best offensive player for this Mountaineer team. See if they can get him involved early so he can test that ankle.
Sprained that ankle in the first half. They had ice on it on the bench as the first half was winding down, as Devin Williams with a strong move to the basket will go to the line. And here's what happened to Jayshawn Page in the first half.
Yeah, and it was just kind of a freak thing. You see the drive here to the rim by Carter. The play is already over. He's just walking in, and he steps on the top of his own teammate's foot. Elijah Macon, in that case, iced it up in the first half, trying to get some of the swelling out. Got helped off the floor a little bit. Came out, warmed up in the second half. Didn't start the second half, but was stretching and keeping it loose on the sideline.
Devin Williams misses the first. So Page, who is scoreless tonight, the senior's leading scorer for West Virginia on the season, averaging 14 points per game.
Devin Williams here at the foul line. Young man from Cincinnati. Had wanted to play for Bob Huggins ever since he was a kid, when Huggins was coaching the Bearcats.
Missed both. Connor Lambert the rebound. West Virginia playing without Daxter Miles Jr. Injured his hamstring against TCU on Saturday.
I'm watching Page. He's moving a little bit gingerly on that ankle, not putting full pressure on his right foot.
Shaquille Clare off the deflection, picked up by Connor Lambert. 5 to shoot. He'll fire a three. He'll get the three. Third three for Connor Lambert. Largest lead for the Longhorns.
That's something Lambert really wouldn't have done last year, and I love the answer by Tariq Phillip. He's keeping West Virginia within striking distance with what he's doing on the offensive end. But Lambert's a guy that played with a lot of hesitation last year. Shaka Smart gives guys a lot of freedom on the offensive end, more of a green light as long as they're defending hard.
Isaiah Taylor. Has his shot blocked by Jonathan Holton, out of bounds. West Virginia ball.
Well, Connor Lambert and the Longhorns just keeping the ball live on the offensive end. Lambert almost gets away with a walk. He does get away with a little bit of a walk right there. Nobody goes out and guards him, and he's able to knock down the three-point shot.
This ball picked up by Tariq Phillip. Elijah Macon the turnaround. Saved by Page, out of bounds, last touch by Lambert. The Mountaineers have 7 on the shot clock, and Page is really struggling, Miles, to move.
Yeah, he's not able to put full weight on his right foot right now, and he's just not able to move. And you see they haven't really given him the ball yet in his first few possessions since he's been in.
Nathan Adrian. Here is Page. Shot blocked by Isaiah Taylor. Page throws it up with a shot clock winding down, and a shot clock violation against West Virginia. 11th turnover by the Mountaineers tonight.
And Page is out there. He's just trying to tough it out right now. He is one tough young man from Jamestown, New York, Moberly area, junior college. But you can tell he just can't really move. And you can see I can see the grimace on his face. He's about 20 feet away from me right now when he tried to plant right there and stop.
Here's Taylor, the step back. And a foul on Shaquille Clare of Texas for a push-off, going for the rebound, his second. And if you're West Virginia, Bob Huggins, would you think about getting Page out of there? Because he's clearly far away from 100%.
And Bob Huggins heeded your words right there against Issa Ahmad. And right now you have to continue to look at the big picture if you're West Virginia. I'm sure Coach Huggins probably talked to the trainer at halftime. As long as he can't do any more damage to it, you know, obviously if he stepped on somebody's foot or rolled it again and made it worse in the second half, you want him for these next 2 home games also with Oklahoma and Iowa State coming to Morgantown.
Offensive foul, illegal screen. And it's on Tariq Phillip. 3rd foul on Phillip with 13:17 remaining. And West Virginia has Oklahoma on Saturday in Morgantown.
Because the danger that you have right now, and this is the deep West Virginia team. They have a lot of guys that they can throw in the basketball game, but Daxter Miles Jr. with the hamstring injury, those can be tricky. You don't know how long those will linger for. But the upcoming schedule, and I know those are home games, but Oklahoma and Iowa State, those won't be easy games by any means.
West Virginia just a half game behind Kansas, top the Big 12. John Felix breaks the press, gets it to Clare, who puts it in. First points for Shaquille Clare, the transfer from Maryland.
And the difference, what happened in the first 4 or 5 minutes of this basketball game, when Texas broke the press, they were settling for the half-court offense. Almost ever since then, they are attacking the press and getting open threes or layups.
The pull-up. Javon Carter off the mark, and the rebound. Lambert in Texas. Here comes Roach. Javon Felix, too strong on the 3, and Issa Ahmad the rebound. Issa Ahmad inside. And dropping it in is Elijah Macon, his first points of the night.
Really nice play by the freshman to get into the paint with the penetration, then to have his eyes up and drop it off to Macon.
Lob in. Kerwin Roach, a 2-on-1. And Roach, offensive foul. It charged into Elijah Macon. 3rd on Roach.
Well, Here's the transition opportunity, and Elijah Macon steps over trying to take the charge. I can't tell if that right foot was in the restricted area, but that was the first turnover by the Longhorns in the last 26 possessions. Done a tremendous job of taking care of the basketball.
And you talked about that from the outset. Key tonight, it worked for Texas the first time when they played West Virginia. Handling the basketball, only 8 turnovers against a West Virginia team that forces the most turnovers per game in the country at over 19. And a foul off the ball, and it's on Javon Felix, his second. Longhorns lead it by 12 over number 10, West Virginia. Number 20 Duke, number 5 Carolina tomorrow night at the Dean Dome at 9 Eastern on ESPN. Should be a good one at the Dean Dome tomorrow night. Big battle in the ACC, a good battle in the Big 12 here between 2 top 25 teams, and Texas has come out and handled the pressure from West Virginia tonight.
Yeah, they really have. They've done a tremendous job of taking care of the basketball. They made the adjustments kind of attacking more after the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. And then West Virginia, obviously with Page being hurt, no Daxter Miles, hurts what they want to do on the defensive end. And Jonathan Holton hasn't brought the same energy that he normally brings when he's been on the floor. He hasn't been that disruptive force.
Prince Ibeh blocks the shot. Loose ball. And a tie-up. It stays with West Virginia and 14 on the shot clock. And Jayshawn Page is back on the floor for Bob Huggins.
When you look at Prince Ibeh, he has been phenomenal. His development over the last 4 or 5 weeks with Cameron Ridley is getting nearly 10 points per game, nearly 8 rebounds per game over the last 6. They're throwing it to him in the post. He's blocking shots, showing that elite athleticism.
Getting an opportunity, Miles, how big is that for his development? And he's taking advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, he really has. And then now maybe if Ridley comes back, and now you have a 2-headed monster down low, and you have an Ibeh, Prince Ibeh, with a lot more confidence going forward into the Big 12 tournament and into the NCAA tournament.
A miss from Jayshawn Page. Ron Felix drops it off to Prince Ibeh, who missed the slam, and the ball rifles out of bounds. And the scatter report that you have on Prince Ibeh.
Well, here's some things that he can get to the next level. The shot blocking defense and his athleticism are at an elite level. Those will translate to the NBA. He's gotten better at his post scoring this year. They will throw it to him on the block. He has a nice little jump hook. He's finishing better. Needs to really improve his footwork down there, especially when he gets the one-on-one opportunities. Started the last 15 games with the injury to Ridley. And he's 5th in Texas history in blocks, closing in on 200 for his career. Travel on Tariq Phillip, and the Mountaineers give it away. Their 13th turnover. And amazingly, Texas has only turned it over 6 times tonight. And Miles, 3 of those came in the first 3 minutes and 10 seconds of the game. Eric Davis, who had a huge first half. And a foul on Nathan Adrian, his second.
Nathan Adrian, his second.
5 team fouls on the Mountaineers. 10:45 to play. Well, Texas, they had a disappointing loss, Miles, to TCU back in the early part of January. And since that game they lost to TCU, they've won 7 out of 10. What have you seen from this Texas team since? Well, I think they've been tremendous on the defensive end of the floor. Even nights when they've struggled on the offensive end, like up in Morgantown where they only scored 56 points in that basketball game, they can really hang their hat on the defensive end, and they play with a ton of confidence. Taylor and Felix have been steady as a rock so far for Shaka Smart's team. Tipped out of bounds by Prince Ibeh. It's a West Virginia ball. And on the other side, I still think despite tonight, and I know there's still 10.5 minutes left in this game and West Virginia could come back, but this West Virginia team, you got to remember, they went to the Sweet 16 last year. And a lot of that group returns. They lost Staten, they lost Brown. But no one's going to want to see this West Virginia team in the NCAA tournament because pretty much whatever conference you're in, unless you played like VCU or somebody, Louisville, a team that presses a little bit, you're not going to see a team as physical or as deep
or as tough as this West Virginia team.
And it's extremely difficult to duplicate that when you're trying to prep for playing them, not having experienced seeing it firsthand.
Yeah, the last 2 seasons that I've covered this conference and when I've had West Virginia, most of all the coaches in the league, they try to prepare by going like 5-on-8, 5-on-7 in practice, but you just can't simulate the length, the athleticism, the toughness, the speed that this Mountaineer team has.
West Virginia leads the country in steals and turnovers forced. But Texas doing an outstanding job of taking care of the ball tonight against the Mountaineers. From deep, Tevin Mack, a 3.
They like to run that play a lot for their stretch fours, and Mack and Lambert, they'll come up like they're going to set the high ball screen, but they just slip right away. The defender's stuck, and they can't recover, and then the beautiful catch and shoot by Mack.
Travel on Esau Ahmad. 14 giveaways for West Virginia tonight. The Texas turnovers. How well they've taken care of the ball against this West Virginia team, and how much does that hinge upon Shaka Smart having 2 playmaking guards with Taylor and Felice?
Well, it's 2 guys that have high confidence. They're excellent ball handlers. They're good passers. And then they have great experience. You're talking about a junior and a senior that have been starters. Isaiah Taylor from day 1 and Javon Felix for most of his career.
Off balance, spins out for Eric Davis, cleared by Devin Williams in West Virginia. Texas has equaled their largest lead of the night. 9:10 remaining.
Texas goes zone. Little 2-3. Still try to find Williams somewhere in the post area.
Foul on the drive against Texas. And it's called on Tevin Mack, his first. West Virginia is scoreless for over 3 minutes now. They made just one of their last 7 shots, and it's Devon Myers to the line. So Devon Myers shooting 2. Rather a 1-and-1 for Myers. Last year a JC All-American. Tonight, after Florida and Georgia battle on ESPN, join Steve Levy in the Puck Connoisseur. Barry Melrose for a special edition of Sports Center at Night, live from the Levy Lounge. Of hockey and college hoop highlights, an MLB update with pitchers and catchers. Reporting tomorrow for some teams. Sports Center at Night, live from the lounge. Tonight, after Florida, Georgia on ESPN, as Myers hits both. Hard to believe pitchers and catchers are already reporting. Way too early. We still have a few weeks to go in the regular season.
Yeah, let's worry about March Madness first. Let's get through that, and then we can get on to the baseball season. A lot of college basketball left to be played.
There is. A lot of conference championships still in the line, including one of the Big 12, with Kansas holding a half-game lead on West Virginia going into this one tonight, and a foul on Texas for going over the back. The Mountaineers will go to the line at the other end, and here are the standings. Kansas with their win over Oklahoma State last night. Half game up on West Virginia. Oklahoma, who lost to Kansas, now a game and a half behind, and it's the Sooners who are in Morgantown on Saturday.
Yeah, OU needs to find some answers right now. They get upset at home against the Jayhawks. Devontae Graham has a huge game, does an excellent job making things tough for Buddy Hield. But there's definitely, with the depth in this league, and I asked Bob Huggins what makes this league so tough, and he said, you know, there's no other league in America that has 60% of their coaches that have coached in the Final Four. And he goes, and it's an older league with experienced players, guys that are also going to play in the NBA. You have maybe the front runner for the National Player of the Year. It is a dogfight each and every night in this league, and especially to come on the road, it's tough to get victories.
Texas breaks the press. Taylor the lob. Prince eBay. points for eBay. The tip from Devin Williams. And a timeout taken by West Virginia.
Well, the Longhorns keep attacking that press. They give it to Isaiah Taylor, the playmaker, and they throw it up high. And eBay will catch it anywhere and throw it down.
Virginia, it's been a terrific night for Shaka Smart and the Longhorns. Their ability to handle the pressure and throw it right back at West Virginia.
Well, the thing that they've done well is just attack it. And they haven't settled for just running half-court offense because West Virginia is excellent in their half-court defense.
And there's a steal by Tariq Phillip off the inbound.
Phillip been the best player on the floor so far tonight for the Mountaineers, making another play on the defensive end.
They need to get Jonathan Holton going. And Prince eBay affects the shot, leaking out. Isaiah Taylor. And he's fouled from behind by Javon Carter.
They're smart in the way that they've attacked it. They put their two guards there, Isaiah Taylor, Javon Felix, as the primary ball handlers. They throw it back to their point guard, Isaiah Taylor, after they get it out of the double team, and then they're able to go coast to coast. Javon Felix shows much composure. Lammert makes himself available in the middle, and then they find Taylor, who's able to throw it to the finisher, in this case, Prince eBay.
And West Virginia forces the most turnovers in college basketball, but only 7 tonight for the Longhorns, and they turned it over just 8 times when they won in Morgantown last month.
I think one of the biggest difference why the press hasn't been as effective. Jonathan Holton hasn't gotten his normal minutes. He's usually kind of the energizer bunny, the tone setter at the front of that press. He's still working his way back in after the 4-game suspension. No Daxter Miles, one of the steal leaders on this team. He gets over a steal per game. And then Jayshawn Page, obviously rolling his ankle in the first half, has taken some of the wind out of the sails of this Mountaineer team.
And Jayshawn Page was scoreless when he was in there. One more for Isaiah Taylor, now 4-4 at the line. 14 for Taylor. Eric Davis leads Texas with 15. Tariq Phillip leads West Virginia with 14. Devin Williams 12.
This is a nice bounce back game for Taylor. He went 3 for 14 from the field against Iowa State in that loss up in Hilton Coliseum this past weekend.
And Shaka Smart telling us, though, he didn't feel that Taylor played all that poorly, just he didn't shoot it well in that game. He did a lot of things consistent in that game against Iowa State, but they held him in check as far as scoring. Devin Williams goes at Prince eBay, and he gets the roll off the heel of the rim.
Devin Williams has just improved each and every year that he's worn this uniform for Bob Huggins. The post game, the back to the basket. He used to be only like a finisher in transition, a good rebounder. About his first year and a half, but this year he's expanded to his face up and better with his back to the basket.
Connor Lammert missing that 3. He's made 3 tonight. 3 in transition. And Javon Carter missing with Devin Williams on the offensive glass. Carter moves in. Carter challenged by eBay. Terrific defense by Prince eBay to hold his ground. And a timeout before Connor Lammert was tied up, and Texas will take a 30 with 6:20 to play. Longhorns up 13. The Longhorns, this is the 4th time that Texas has played a ranked West Virginia team. The previous 3 meetings, Texas has won each, including the one earlier this year. Five to shoot. And a foul is Curran Roach going up for Texas. 4th on Javon Carter.
17 fouls on the Mountaineers.
Texas now into the bonus for the rest of the night. And it's Curran Roach shooting 2. It's just a 60% foul shooter.
Curran Roach's development as a player is going to be huge going forward, especially in the Big 12 tournament on into the NCAAs. He's kind of went through that freshman wall and is peaking at the right time right now. 11 points per game, 5 rebounds per game over his last 6, shooting a high percentage of the from the field. Kind of learning the point guard spot behind Isaiah Taylor. That's a great mentor to have. But with his athleticism and his ability to handle the ball, he can be huge if Texas wants to make a run through either of the postseason tournaments.
The Longhorns have equaled their largest lead. Inside 6 minutes to play. Devin Williams. Here's a tough 3 from the corner. And it's tipped up and in by Jonathan Holton off the miss from Javon Carter.
And that's the Holton that you're used to seeing for these Mountaineers. Active on the offensive glass. You don't have to run any plays for him. Just gets his body inside of the Texas defender and is able to tap it up and in. Young man gets nearly 4 offensive rebounds per game.
And his second game back from that 4-game suspension. And a foul. It's on Tariq Phillip, his 4th foul.
Well, you want to be a good offensive rebounder. Watch some film with Jonathan. Look how he slices on the inside, uses a quick first step to go and blow by Connor Lambert, and then anticipates where that ball is going to be missed and gets a quick first jump and is able to tap it in. And that's a tremendous skill that not a lot of guys have. And obviously, Coach Huggins' teams have always been good offensive rebounding teams. He's not afraid to throw 3 or 4 guys to the offensive glass. Most coaches nowadays, they want to get back and take away transition and put 4 or 5 guys back on the other end of the floor on the defensive side. But Huggins wants to continue to put pressure on teams.
Texas now 14 of 16 at the line in the ball game, coming in just a 65% foul shooting team. And Taylor hits both. And it's again a 15-point game. And a foul called on Texas, and West Virginia will go to the line at the other end. And you wonder if Tariq Phillips cramping up the way he's trying to stretch out his right calf.
Well, he's had to play heavy minutes tonight. Got the start in the second half for Tavon Myers. Again, no Daxter Miles. Jayshawn Page is over there with the right ankle injury.
4th foul on Kerwin Roach of Texas as Phillip will go to the line. Bob Huggins is running out of backcourt players when you look at Page appears to be done for the night. Miles is not here. Tariq Phillip with 4 fouls. Javon Carter with 4 fouls.
Coach Huggins had so much praise for Tariq Phillip and his development from last season to this one. Said he's the best player in the league that no one's talking about, and I believe him. He's carried this team on his back at times. He brings a sense of toughness, an excellent ball handler off the bench.
He's been really good tonight.
And he does it in all facets of the game. He's a good defender. He scores, taking care of the ball really well this season.
.5:11 remaining, 13-point lead for Texas. The Longhorns have a big game coming up on Saturday. Baylor comes to Austin.
Baylor needs a bounce-back win after Texas Tech went into Waco, beat them by double figures.
And a foul as Prince Ibeh going inside. It's the second on Devin Williams. Here's what's left for the Longhorns heading toward the Big 12 tournament. How about those home games? 3 ranked teams still to come.
Well, you like having them at home. Obviously, they played Oklahoma really tough down there in Norman. But nothing easy in this Big 12 in the Big 12 conference.
And back-to-back with those games.
But that's what you come and play in the Big 12 for, because you want to play the elite teams. You want to play teams that can get to the Final Four and play some of the best competition in the nation.
Javon Carter goes underneath. Phillip from the corner. Here comes Isaiah Taylor for Texas. Wise decision by the freshman Kerwin Roach.
Yeah, time and score on the side of the Longhorns right now.
And a foul is called, and are they calling a flagrant one? It was off the ball. And Jonathan Holton looking around in disbelief. It appears to be a flagrant one against West Virginia. It's on Issa Ahmad, his third. And Prince Ibeh will shoot the free throws.
When we watch Issa, they're trying to do the DeAndre Jordan or the hack-a-shack. That's what they're doing, but you can't do that in college. You can't just commit an intentional foul or a flagrant foul off the ball. Not the same rules as the NBA.
Ibeh misses both.
If Issa Ahmad's going to want to do that, he's going to need to, like, if Ibeh is coming off a cut, kind of get in his way, kind of chuck him as a cutter. You can't just hold him or give the foul. Look, they're doing what they do to DeAndre Jordan or Andre Drummond in the NBA. And it's just different rules than in college than the league.
Here's Felix spinning and finishing. 11 for Javon Felix. The flagrant one didn't end up actually hurting them because Ibeh missed both free throws, but with the flagrant one, Texas is able to retain the ball, and they scored the bucket on. And Jonathan Holton draws a foul. And it's on Connor Lambert, his third. So Holton will go to the line. He's 0 of 2 at the stripe tonight with 4:07 remaining, and number 10 West Virginia down 15. The senior from Miami.
Holton had a nice game on Saturday against TCU. Comes off the bench to get 14 points and 7 boards and 5 assists. And his team, they feed off of him. Because when this team is at their best, he's the guy that's at that front of the press, getting deflections. He's in the trap. He's finishing around the basket. He's a good passer. He's a capable shooter. The numbers don't bear it out.
He didn't start Saturday in his first game back from the suspension, Miles, against TCU. Didn't start tonight. Is that something that Bob Huggins needs to look at for the game Saturday?
I think he will. And I think eventually it's only a matter of time before Holton inserts himself. Bob Huggins inserts him back into the starting lineup.
A beautiful night in Austin. We're doing the nene, I guess, on the floor here at the Irwin Center. What do you think?
I don't think that's the nene.
No?
I think that was the stanky leg. I know you're not up on your hip-hop dance moves.
Sorry, Miles. I hate to disappoint you. Texas trying to finish this one off here against West Virginia tonight. And a double clutch by Tevin Mack off the window. Largest lead for the Longhorns, approaching 3.5 minutes to play. Very impressive performance tonight by Shaka Smart's team.
Yeah, it really has. The fact that they've taken care of the basketball, they've attacked this pressure, and then the three-point shooting really came alive in the first half, and that was one of the biggest differences in this basketball game.
16 now for Devin Williams. Javon Felix left a 3 way short in transition. Loose ball. It's Kerwin Roach knocked it free, and it's kept alive by West Virginia. Issa Ahmad runs it down.
Good hustle by Carter.
Ahmad open for 3. And the tip won't go. Ahmad hustles inside and draws the foul after he missed the initial shot.
And there's no quit in this West Virginia team. Jonathan Holton, look at the hustle by Javon Carter, first to retain the possession. Then Jonathan Holton, after the Ahmad miss, keeps it alive on the offensive glass, and then Ahmad able to come in and try to clean it up and now go to the line for 2.
Ahmad 2 of 2 at the line tonight. 4 points for the freshman from Cleveland.
Substitution for Longhorns, Connor Lambert for Prince Ibeh.
As Ibeh leaves with the 4 fouls. 2:42 remaining.
Texas did an excellent job in the first half when Ibeh went out with that second foul. Didn't play the last 10 minutes of the half of gaining control in this basketball game.
6 block shots for Ibeh tonight, now with exactly 200 for his Texas career.
He's going to make a run at Defensive Player of the Year in this conference.
Think so?
Yeah, I think he definitely is.
Stepped into the middle of this Texas team and has done an outstanding job since the injury to Cameron Ridley. Coming up next, number 13, Iowa State. They're in Waco tonight to take on 25th ranked Baylor. A good one in Waco. Tipped out of bounds by Connor Lambert. It's a West Virginia ball. 2:19 to play, and the Mountaineers are down 12.
Well, right now, if you're West Virginia, you want to continue to attack. Try to get to the paint. Try to draw some fouls, get some easy lay-ins, maybe score on some free throws with the clock stopped so you can set up your pressure. And if there's any type of miss and eBay gets the rebound, you want to give that foul right away.
Javon Carter a three, and he got it, and West Virginia's within single digits. It's down to 9.
Well, great action off the little pin down. Javon Carter gets his feet set, squared up, and now it's a 3-possession game.
Second three for Carter tonight. And the press from West Virginia. Holland will bring it out.
Play this possession without fouling. Here comes the trap.
Shot clock at 10. Taylor to the basket, and the rebound, Jonathan Holton. Carter a pull-up three. And the tip won't go, and the rebound out to Felix. 3-on-2 for Texas if they want it. Felix missed, and Jonathan Holton the rebound.
That's a bad shot by Felix. You don't need it. Run 20 more seconds off the clock.
Phillip a three, and he hits.
And that's exactly why it was a bad shot, and there is no quit. As I said 2 minutes ago in this West Virginia team.
10 straight for West Virginia. Carter and Phillip go back-to-back on threes.
Well, first the pin down. Look how he gets his feet set. The beauty.
And a win for West Virginia tonight, and they move into a tie with Kansas. And Texas, they're trying to break their little 2-game slide here. Well, they're 12-1 here at home this season.
And with 1:02 on the clock, if you're West Virginia, I think you can play this possession out. It's only a 2-possession game. You don't need to foul here.
Felix trapped in the corner, and he has to take a timeout. And there's the press forcing Texas to take a timeout. So a 6-point game, a 58.4 remaining, and here's what the Big 12 contend win over a top 10 team this season. Knocked off North Carolina right here in a last-second shot by Javon Felix, and one at West Virginia.
And remember, Lambert cannot run the baseline. Dead ball situation.
Jonathan Holton with the ball pressure. Out of bounds. Belongs to Texas. Reminder coming up next, Iowa State at Baylor, which has started on ESPN3. We'll get you to Waco as soon as we're done here in Austin.
Well, now the smaller Felix, you wonder what his line of vision is going to be with the 6'7" long arm Holton on the basketball there.
Ball comes into Isaiah Taylor. They get it across, and they try to play keep away, and Jonathan Holton fouls Kerwin Roach, who's 2 of 2 at the line tonight, but just 60% on the year. Third foul on Holton. So it's a freshman from Houston, Kerwin Roach, at the line. 6 points for Roach. And he hits the first.
Now again, if you're West Virginia, whether this is a make or a miss, it's going to be a 3-possession game, so you don't have to force up a 3. You want to get the best shot, not necessarily the quickest shot. Try to attack the paint. The tendency for teams is to kind of relinquish and give up a layup and play without fouling. We might see Texas fall back into a zone here.
Taylor challenges Phillip, makes him collect the inbound pass instead of letting it roll into the front court.
And they go 2-3 zone.
Nathan Adrian launches. Way off on the three. Loose ball picked up by Jonathan Holton. He goes to the rim. He draws a foul, and Prince eBay, who fouls out, and one, Jonathan Holton.
There's no quit in Jonathan Holton. The minutes he's gotten in the second half, that's the Jonathan Holton that you're normally used to seeing for the Mountaineers. Look, he digs this ball out. Felix should have got on the floor. Jonathan Holton's able to grab it and go up and now try to complete the three-point play and cut it to 5.
Prince eBay fouls out with 2 points tonight. And 6 block shots. Jonathan Holton just 1 of 4 at the stripe. We have a 5-point game. Felix will play it in. And he gets it in to Tevin Mack.
They should foul him.
And Jonathan Holton commits his 4th. 36.5 seconds remaining, and Mack 1 of 2 at the line tonight, 64% on the year.
His 4th personal, and the line shooting 2, Tevin Mack.
So here's Mack with 8 points tonight.
Both the freshmen stepped up there very confidently. Knocked down the free throws. Roach first, now Mack.
This is a big one because this one can make it a 3-possession game. And he gets it.
When they fall back into this zone, watch for the offensive rebounds, just like they gave up the last possession.
West Virginia burns their final.
Obviously one of the best in the business. You get Kansas and Oklahoma as those 1 seeds. Baylor can be a dangerous team. They have a great rebounder in Rico Gathers, an all-around stud, and Torian Prince. Iowa State, I feel, is still kind of the enigma of the group.
Right now, Texas Tech on the outside looking in, according to Joe Lunardi. Here's Tariq Phillip. Gets Taylor in the air. Pulled down by Jonathan Holton, then left it short, and the rebound. Texas and DeMarcus Holland, and a foul on West Virginia. That may do it. Tariq Phillip has fouled out with 19 points, 1 off a career high.
Well, heck of an effort by Tariq Phillip. He was really only one of the answers, the only answer they had on the offensive end tonight on a consistent basis. With their main player, Jayshawn Page, out due to the right ankle injury. Again, no Daxter Miles. Phillip was an absolute stud.
Bob Huggins' team a little bit short-handed tonight. Texas capitalizing and playing a strong game. Open the door for West Virginia to climb back in late, but hitting their free throws to try to close this one out. Taylor now 9 of 9 at the line. On the drive, off balance the runner by Tavon Myers. See how West Virginia plays this. And a foul called on Jonathan Holton, who fouls out with 11.7 to go, and the Longhorns going back to the line where they've been very good tonight. 81% as a team, 15 of 18 here in the second half. And for a team that on the season has not shot the free throw well.
Yeah, they've stepped up with a lot of confidence. They know that they're going to get fouled. West Virginia, that's how they play. They're a physical team. They put their hands on you. And if you attack it, you're going to have a chance to go to the line a lot. And the Longhorns have taken advantage.
So Taylor back to the stripe. 19 points for Taylor. And now give him 20. It's his 6th 20-point game of the year. 14th of his Texas career.
Give some credit to the Longhorns tonight for handling that pressure, attacking it, scoring early and often. And then this West Virginia team for showing a lot of fight all the way to the end of this basketball game and making a run.
A slam by Devin Williams, but only 7 turnovers tonight by Texas against a team that forces 19 per game. Crowd a little frustrated, and West Virginia continues to foul. It's on Tavon Myers. He may have tweaked something as well.
Yeah, he's gimping around. He's holding his right leg, grabbing at his ankle right now.
Although Isaiah Taylor's not complaining, he gets to go back to the free throw line.
Taylor likes the free points.
13 of 13 for Taylor, 23. And go to the basket for the drop-in is Javon Carter. With 0.6 of a second to go, all Texas has to do is play the ball in. And they'll get win number 17. And for the Mountaineers, they fall to 20-6. And Texas 3-0 at home this season against top 20 teams. Terrific performance by Shaka Smart and the Longhorns as they knock off West Virginia 85-78 for Miles.